It's really important for you guys to prioritize your items.
I think my number one advice would be not to memorize the content because a lot of the concepts actually build off one another. So it's very important that you actually understand what's being taught in class and ask questions to solidify your understanding instead of just memorizing it.
Whole IB, it's really a mental game that you must be kind of perseverance and persistence in, especially with uni applications kind of intertwining that studying process.
Not only keep your grades in check, but also keep your interpersonal connections in check, because I feel as though one of the most important aspects of our school is to create a good bond and good interpersonal relationship with our peers. So for me, I really liked SIS because I was able to make so many good friends and good memories with them. So yeah, don't forget about your friends.
There were many highlights, but then for me, DP2 graduation was really fun because that was without like the academic stress, and then I was in charge of the performance team with many other members, and we did a really good performance, I think, in my mind. And then we also made a song for ourselves. It's called 23. And then I saw the whole cohort bond even more at the last stage of DP, so that was a highlight for me.
My studying strategy, honestly, that took a long time for me to find. It took the entire 2 years of IB for me to find. Initially in DP1, in the first semester, I was kind of struggling, and I didn't really know how to balance my wide range of leadership group activities and also my personal life and also studies. However, I began to realize that studying was really up to yourself, and that a big thing for me was to really listen attentively in class and take notes well, and take notes that you'll understand afterwards, as that really takes a lot into the process afterwards. And when you're uncertain of stuff, do make sure to ask teachers. So looking back at my notes, I will constantly understand what I'm writing, and that really helped with relearning stuff and revisiting stuff. But whenever I had problems, I'll always clarify with teachers.
I don't have a fixed studying strategy. I would say that it's about finding what really works for you. For example, I realized that I work best in the morning, so I would actually wake up earlier to start my work a lot earlier. So that's the kind of approach that I took.
You have to have a plan in mind. It's important to have your own schedule, even you write it down or not.
The teachers have been really a very essential part of my journey. They've made the journey so much smoother. They've always been there to answer, all my questions about the content of the lessons that they teach, or like questions that I didn't understand in like practice papers. And they would also, take a lot of time to really go through like my practice essays and like my IAs and provide very detailed feedback. So I really have to thank them for making this journey a lot more smooth.
My teachers were really helpful and kind to me, because when I had problems, because they were so friendly to me, and I wasn't scared of any of them, and once I had questions, I can approach them. And for me, I've been in Green Club and head of house for DP1, so Mrs. Mana and Mr. David Chung really helped me throughout these 2 years, because both academically and for leadership-wise, they gave me advice and supported me throughout the 2 years.
I'll definitely miss the close-knit environment that SISHK has, because we are a relatively small school, so there's a sense of community and a sense of familiarity within the school. I mean, I know a lot of the juniors, and a lot of the juniors are also very good friends with the seniors, and that's only possible because SIS is kind of a very small and close-knit community. But in university, there's definitely a lot more students, so it's something that I'll miss, this sort of familiarity and closeness within the school community.
There's more than one, really. I'll miss a lot of things about SIS. One of them is probably I'll miss my friends, not just the ones in my cohort, but the juniors. So some of my S4 friends, some of my S3 friends, some of my DP1 friends. I'll miss them a lot, because I felt as though like I helped them in the process of I also had an impact on their lives. So that's one thing I'll miss about SIS. And one additional thing is the connectivity of our school. Because our school is relatively small in terms of the student population, I felt as though it was really easy to connect with one another. It felt as though it was like one big family, and it was really comfortable to interact with different grades, no matter the age difference. So that's one thing I'll definitely miss about SIS.